Hello and welcome to a new session where I mentor myself. Client that I work with gave me approval to publish this session online. And in this particular session, we will focus only on coaching contract. Previous session that you had a chance to hear were maybe a little bit longer, so I decided to make it now shorter. So I will focus on separate elements in different recordings. So this one is focused on the contract. And I will share the screen as usual with you, an open whiteboard, and I will start the recording. This session that you will hear right now is the first session with this client, and you will hear what it is that client would like to explore and how we got to the coaching contract in this session. So let's go with the session.
Great. So thank you, Alexander, for the time and for these sessions that will be part of mentoring program. And I wonder, since we will have a couple of sessions, I wonder what it is that you would like to discuss or to address during these sessions.
So in general, it's a good idea to start with a very open question. What is that client is bringing, or what client would like to discuss? If this is present moment, so let's put now. Client is bringing something that we say it is his or her topic for the session, and topic is usually something that client is bother with, or something that client is not able to deal effectively, or where client would like to have additional clarity or support from a coach. So we consider it as a cloud. So before getting into any specifics, it's a good idea to have this open question. What is the topic? What are you bringing? What is it that you would like to discuss? What is important thing that you would like to explore during this session, and similar.
You know, I keep in my mind our last session during the task one, and the topic which I bring at this session. And now I really have one thing which is most important for me. This is not anything new. Probably a lot of people have such things, but I really don't know how to unstuck me from time to time. Because I learned a lot, I would like to work something else, but it's really hard for me to find a way to unstuck.
Mm-hmm. And as a client is sharing here, it's a normal, it's a human thing. So before actually addressing this unstuck thing, good idea is to explore, well, if you get unstuck, where you would like to get through time. What is the result that you would like to achieve, or at least what is the area that you would like to see as something in your life that you can see that progresses. So it can be something very specific, but also it can be something that is more abstract. The idea is that in initial stage of communication, you don't get involved in the cloud. So your goal is to support your client to step out from the cloud, to expand and thinking and explore options. And then from this position here, where client will get more clarity about where he or she would like to get through time when they get unstuck, we would like to establish the contract for the session. And this is what we call in the program the art and science of coaching, the stage of inspiration. We would like to establish contract after client gets basic inspiration about where he or she would like to get. It's not always possible. And sometimes clients are bringing topics that are really like dark and heavy, and it's not easy to be inspired. But my goal is to invite them to explore, to step into that future. And if it is not possible, then okay, still I will need to go for the contract, because if there is no contract, there is no coaching. So let's hear what was my next question.
Okay, but I wonder when you get unstuck, where you would like to get?
Yeah, actually, I would like to change something in my professional work. It's not already it's not anymore dilemma anymore. You know, I have a, let's say, good job and good career in sales, but from the other hand, I really would like to have something different regarding, I don't know, business trainings for other people to share my knowledge and experience. And it's really, I need something to, I need some point of no return when I start to work something which will fill me 100%.
Mm-hmm. And after you reach this point of no return, what it is that you feel that will happen from that point towards your future?
Okay, so I try visually to represent towards in my head or on paper what client is talking about. So if this is this point of no return, inspiration is here in this area. In the area from present moment until that this point is actually difficult part. Part where I would like to make some hard decisions, to make action steps, to meet the reality. And in order to be energized to do all these things, I would like first to invite my client to really explore why for him would be important to build this energy, to get this result, and to start this journey and to go over the point of no return.
Yeah, I feel that I will be really fully satisfied with my purpose. You know, with my, I really can have a really strong feeling that I am made for that. Let me say it like that. And that I can be good in that, and that I will be achieve really what I'm made for. And now I'm like in a twilight zone. You know, I should do this, I should do that, I must first do this, and after that it. So from time to time, like I don't have enough, I don't know how to call it, energy, or it's not self-confidence, but it's like I don't have, I don't know, really good reason to start and to be, whatever I can be.
So it's very interesting when the client is talking about feelings. You most probably know the model of iceberg, like a conscious and unconscious mind. What is the above water? It's our conscious mind, the smaller part. When what is below water, like in iceberg, the bigger volume is below water. So it's our unconscious mind. So and how our unconscious mind is talking to us, usually through dreams, through stupid mistakes, through feelings. And whenever client refers to feeling, and especially in this form, I have a feeling, it's kind of, I feel. So it is a message from unconscious mind. So we should pay attention to it. It doesn't mean that this message is always right, because, like our unconscious mind is just return to us back what we put in. But like we shouldn't ignore it, and it's a good idea either to remember it, and then later during the session or in the next session connect this feeling and this impulse from unconscious mind with whatever client is exploring, or you can address it right away. If you're addressing it later, it will be ICF competence cumulative listening, because you're putting in front of the clients elements that you got in a different session. But also it's okay to address it right away. I mean, it's really up to you, and it's about your own personal style as coach. But what is important is just to notice. So it is some kind of impulse from unconscious.
I just wonder, you said that previously you are made for that, and now you're saying you can be whatever you want to be. So, like, what it is that you are made for?
I really believe and really have a feeling also that I'm made to work with people, to share my knowledge, experience, and to increase their motivation, and in order to solve their problems, and that will make me really fulfilled. And I know that I have talent for that, and I can feel it. And also have at the end, I have a confirmation from many people that it is like that. I have enough confirmation from others, I don't need it anymore. I don't need anyone else to explain me that for that. I really started to believe in that. It's about time when I started. Okay, I then remind on, let's say, very difficult period of life in last 2 years. Again, because of my, let's say, significant knowledge about a lot of things, I know that it's just excuses or whatever. I would like to know how to start to do what I really know that I should do.
How to start?
Okay, so one thing is, and now we need to be careful if we should start with coaching or we should go for the contract. Because if we don't have a contract, that each next session question is basically coach's agenda. So at the beginning of the session, we just need to have a basic inspiration. So this statement is very strong. I am made for working with people. And what is behind everything that the client is saying is a contribution and belonging to something higher, connected to some higher purpose. And usually it inspires people. It is something connected with it's a bigger meaning than just creating the results. So again, it's up to you as a coach. Will you ask one or two more questions in order to get a bigger inspiration? Or you will move to the contract in terms of what it is that you would like to achieve today. Both things are okay. Just be careful about time, because from ICF standards, coaching session should last between 30 and 45 minutes. So if we can spend even full session on inspiration, and then like we don't have a contract, or we can just jump immediately to the contract and without inspiration. So what is the right way? It's very hard to say. Usually it's a good idea to allocate up to 10 minutes for the inspiration, and somewhere at the end of the 10 minutes to get the best possible result of this particular session. However, this is just my opinion, and be careful. What is important is that you have your own style. You know how your session, how much is the length of your session, and allocate approximately 1/3 of the time, or 1/4 of the time for this first stage of inspiration and getting the content.
And just before we go into this question of how to start, one more question for you regarding the sentence, "I'm made to work with people."
And
so
what here now, I didn't decide to go for the contract. I decided to go one more step deeper into inspiration, into future.
Working with people will bring to you personally besides fulfillment?
Actually, I'm feeling.
Good question. Why? Because fulfillment is the indicator that there is something important that is present. But fulfillment is not a value, it's the indicator that something valuable is there. And the question of exploring of what is behind it is very useful and good. And it's not just a typical, like how to say, out of box or or automatic question. So why this is important for you? Is the version of this question asked at the moment where clients said that there is a something valuable, like a contribution, like working to people, like I'm made for it, and why? What is it about you? You shared that there is something about them, but what about you personally? And answer on this question might be another thing that can really boost clients' inspiration in a given context.
Good. When I have a useful discussion, exchange of opinion, maybe some advisory to some people, I really feel that I'm happy when I have some followers which find conversation with me worthy of it, and they say after, I would like to see people who are, growing and solving some problems. And if I help, this really make me excited, and I know that I like that. I like.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like if I help them, if they do something, but still there is no answer on question, what is it about you? So again, I can continue with the session, or I can try one more time to check what it is about you that you get through helping others and to see others grow.
That I really feel very good when I achieve something like that, no matter if it's my relative or partner or.
And be careful, feeling good is not a value, it's the indicator that the value is there.
Or business colleague or my boss or whatever. So which leads me to this conclusion that I really I should do that. This is my purpose.
So directly related to your purpose.
So there is no value. We didn't answer, client didn't find the answer of why he would like to work on this, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's difficult to find what it is for me around some topics. So we can continue with the coaching, because we can spend, I don't know, another 2 days in exploring why and what it is for me that I get through such things, or we can just set up the contract for this session and continue with the session, and then through time get back to this question of what is my inner thing that I get through supporting others to grow and solve their problems or whatever.
I really believe in that, and okay, I discovered that in the past few years, and that was 2 years ago. That was this. I really can remember this aha moment that I should go in this direction, and that moment changed everything in my life. At the end, in my life is totally turned around from 2 years ago up to now.
Look, and now what you can hear here is that the client is referring to past. So in coaching, we don't want to explore the past, but what we can do, because there is something important here. So and I can say, I mean, I didn't do it in this particular session, but the possible next question might be. So what you're saying that your life actually is in some kind of transition. So it was here, and then there is what you are experiencing today. We can say life 1, life version 2, and then we can move into zone of coaching and asking a client. So in your perception, what it is that you can observe that is ahead of you? And if you just explained that there is this shift from the version of that was 2 years ago, 2 years, and then there is something that is present today. What is your feeling? What is it in front of you? What is your life bringing, or what is a type of life that is in front of you that really is something valuable and something important for you that connects all these elements that you just shared with me. So it's interesting way how to integrate what client just said, and not actually doing this and exploring. So what happened 2 years ago? Because this is a content, and then you are moving into coach-based conversation, not a client-based conversation. So stay always in this area here. And even when client refers to past, you have a way how to integrate that past.
All segments.
So we talk about this direction, new direction that leads you towards living your purpose and doing what you're made for. Working with people and supporting them to grow.
Yeah.
So if
exactly.
This is the direction, if direction is something that you would like to get, and you and through time really like live your purpose fully, that what it is that today at the end of our time together you would like to get as really valuable outcome of our session.
And this is the moment where I'm asking a contracting question. The contracting question is, what is the best possible use of our time together? But from the purpose of from the position of future, not from the position of the current problem. So if we explore where the client would like to get on a higher or lower level of abstraction, maybe it can be something specific. In this case, it was a little bit more abstract, like connecting to purpose, working with people, supporting others to grow, to solve their problems, and so on. And then from this moment, where client has a basic inspiration, I will check the time. It is like a 11 minutes of this discussion. I'm asking the client, so if through time you would like to get this thing here that just described, what it is today until the end of our session that you would like to get as the best possible use of our time. And I'm asking a contracting question.
I am always struggling with myself because I learned a lot what I should do. I learned and accept that, but somehow I cannot do whatever I can suggest to any other with the full confidence. So I really believe when I speak with someone else, when I do some coaching sessions, okay, I'm at the beginning of this process, but also some mentoring, some advisors, whatever. I know how to structurize this. I can see the results for others, but at the same time, I have a strong feeling that I didn't finish work with myself. And very often I choose just the easiest way to spend the time. And okay, it's not always like that, but there is a huge big waste of time, by my opinion, for me. So up to end of this, I really would like to know maybe even several steps. Not only what I can do today, but several steps, how to follow this strategy or whatever we call it, to continue to I don't know. I would like to achieve in the next month whatever I think that I should do. So I'm choosing some area of my life, regarding health food or training practices, but it's, I don't know, I keep this for, I don't know, let's say, I would like to know some strategy, how to start permanently do what I know that I should do.
So strategy for permanent movement forward.
Yes, permanent movement forward. I would like to know at the end of this process, let's say not only this session, but if we have several sessions, I would like to tell myself with the full honesty and confidence that okay, finally I done it, and now it's a process which will go only forward.
So at the end of this mini project, you would like to have strategy in place, and that you will say to yourself, I finally did it.
Yeah. I think that that will be for me, very useful.
And what it is that today, until the end of our time together today?
So what is interesting here, client was referring to the end of the process, and it means somewhere, I don't know, in a couple of months from now, when we finish the whole project. And since for this thing, he needs time to say, I did it. And then the strategy for permanent movement forward will most probably help him even to go further after what he said as explained as a point of no return. But what it is today that he wants, this is the contract for the session.
You would like to get as really the best possible outcome of this conversation, so that it is like a first milestone or first step towards this final result.
Actually, recently, in the last week, and even
just to explain you one more time. So we need to achieve something today, and this what we achieve today will lead towards a strategy. And through time, strategy will create some results, and then the client will say, well, yes, I did it. So I'm asking, what about today? Until the end of that time together, what do you want?
Every day today, I think that it will be, for me, that it will be very useful to have a piece of paper and a pencil and 2 or 3 hours of my time and start writing. Not just about anything, but just about things in my life which are okay, which are not okay, to make some visual, like a vision board from this moment, with everything which I can imagine what is okay and what is not okay. So I last 10 days I think about that. I even think about using a whiteboard, which I actually currently looking at in my company, and I don't know, maybe to close this in a silence place during the weekend and use time for some speaking with myself.
And this is what will happen outside of the session. But the question is, what do you want to get inside, like within next 30 minutes or so?
And I'm aware of that I would like to do that. And as soon as I start, something happened and I don't have energy to fulfill it. Something else came and I started
complaining. So you just focus on what the client wants, not about complaining.
Doing like that, or maybe, and I'm not speaking about the professional tasks, which, okay, I should fulfill it and it's normal. But I have time to do that, and I simply cannot move forward.
And when we focus on our today's session, so what it is that you would like to get as a really valuable outcome of our today's session?
Mm-hmm. So this is good because client said something affirmative and something that is not, that is basically negative. And I'm inviting client to put his attention on what client wants to achieve and how client can move from present moment to future moment, because this movement will also start to change a belief system in indirect way. So I'm inviting client to put the attention of the best result of this time, this 30 minutes or so.
I don't know, maybe some, let's not speak about action steps, because I spoke with myself about that for too many times. But let's say a little bit, not abstract, but I would like to achieve something which I will be in obligation, come on, let's say to you, that I should fulfill it. Then I really would like to have some goal, what I should do up to our next session, and which I will fulfill 100%. And I can imagine that moment on our next session. I can tell you, Pedja, finally I did it. Let's give me another step and another step up to the point of no return. I know what I mean about point of no return. So let's say from NLP, you know, NLP practice, a point of no return, and it was very okay for me at this time. So I would like to achieve that during the several sessions or whatever I did, actions. I would like to achieve point of no return. I will look back and tell, finally, you are on the desired direction. That is my goal. So I would like to have some task to fulfill it up to the next time.
So some specific action steps that will move you towards your point of no return, and that will be supported by your obligation.
Yes, supported by obligation. I would like to have something to obligate, because I somehow I now believe that if I, let's say, promise to myself during this session with you as a witness, that I must fulfill it. Maybe that is the chain, you know, which I need to fulfill something. And for next session, I proudly state, yes, I did it. Let's go further. So maybe that could be the good enough motivation for me.
It's interesting that this yes, I did it is coming back, and you know, it can be used through time as a sentence that client can get that can help client to shift the energy. But at this stage, we don't do anything about it. We just noticed.
So we talk about personal obligation, action steps, promise, and then fulfilling these action steps, and set of these sequences until you come until you reach point of no return, and from that point you are on this new journey.
Yeah. It sounds like I think about it.
Okay, and if you think about this point of no return, this is like a metaphor.
So for this moment, we are basically moving into the session. For this particular session, the outcome, desired outcome for a client is having some tasks in terms of what should I achieve, defining action steps, and making a personal obligation. So this is the best possible outcome of this session. And somewhere at the end of the session, we need to check, do we have tasks? Do we have defined action steps? And do we have an internal personal obligation? And if we have it, this is what client got and achieved for himself. And the question is, what did you learn out of it? If we don't have it, then the same question is, what did you learn out of it? So from this moment, the session is organized into direction of achieving this client's best possible outcome of next 20 minutes or so. For this particular session, now is 19 minutes, and session lasted for 50 minutes, a little bit less because we had the intro around 45. So in 45 minutes, if we have a 19 minutes for the contract, it's okay. So it's not what it means. It's okay. There is enough time for the session. So another 25 minutes or so. So this would be it for this this video. And in the next video, I can share with you. I will share with you like the middle part of the session. Thank you very much, and see you in our next video. Bye bye.